Mac, there's plenty of fish in there. I'm telling you. Look
I
at
know.
this.
Look at him.
Now this is that little 7.5 foot rod. Can you imagine what a 7 foot would do?
Now that brim
male.
will go
That brim's
14, 16
yeah,
ounces.
That brim right there is
Look
whoa,
at him.
whoa, careful kid. Don't be finning me.
But you notice, Joe,
Look at him.
how few you have seen that have swallowed it.
No, they're just hitting at
They're hitting at it.
Yep. That's pretty fish.
Well,
this one will be about 12 ounces.
Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello, welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today we're going to be fishing a mill pond and a farm pond, and we're going to do it with two guys that are not short on words, Joe Jenkins and Mac Dupree.
That's right. They both love that flower rod, and that's what we're going to be doing today, targeting bluegills in two different settings. One, the mill pond with cypress trees, really pretty mill pond, and then the other, a farm pond that has been well managed for bluegill fishing and just had a lot of fun.
Well, the fly rod is definitely an art there, but we'll talk about just how easy it is to fish on your time today.
Well, they'll show us some of the bugs they used and the fly rod selection. You want to go fairly light. These are good-sized bluegills, but the lighter the better. It just brings out the fight in them.
And Donna's got a recipe for venison today.
That's right, a new venison recipe from her.
There's a lot going on here today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Mac, end of May, Tells Mill Pond in Lenoir County. I told you it's a pretty place. What do you think?
beautiful place, and we're going to catch some brim here this morning. Some of these outlaw brim that don't want to be caught.
Look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I can't tell you. This is what
Cypress
it's all
trees
about.
everywhere.
Well, I'll tell
Beautiful
you,
black water.
last time we were here, our preliminary, I
Ask you skunked me, I know.
you didn't have much fun. But I tell you what, I got a feeling today we're going to catch some big ones.
I think they've had a time enough now to spread around a little bit.
Yeah, end of May, they've already had full moon to spawn and water's heating up and everything.
And they knew we were coming.
And they knew we were coming.
Okay.
There ain't no better fishing than this right here, Mike Dupree.
Oh no.
I don't care if you catch 100-pound tarpon or whatever, you just cannot beat this right here. I don't know how big this fish, but it feels like it's about a half pound or better.
Well, you can tell
Yes.
the way
Oh,
he's
yeah.
fighting.
It's female. Look at her. Man,
And
Matt,
check
look at
her
this.
for roe.
Look at that. She's full of roe.
She's full of roe.
Full of roe.
Yeah.
They got to be close to getting on the bed.
Yeah.
You get ready to spawn. That's a pretty fish.
And why in the world we
well,
can't
anyway.
find more of them?
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
But now that one sat right there on the bottom for a few minutes. I went to move it and it felt it. And I'm fishing. You can see how deep I'm fishing.
Yeah.
Well, if I get it unplugged, I hung.
And if I could just catch one. I'm getting desperate now.
I'm
I'll
fishing
pay you something.
about 4 feet, right there. I'll tell you what, that was nice. Still not as big as some of those we caught. But that fish we had was full of roe.
Yeah, it's time for them to start going on the bed.
Well, the first full moon of the month, they should have kicked them off, and this late in the month that, they still should be spawning some. Come on, get out of that stump. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there.
Talk to him, talk to him.
Come on.
Show him what to do.
Oh my goodness, Mac, now this was a female.
Boy,
loaded.
that's a big, nice female.
Yes, sir, she's loaded for brim. She is loaded, look at that.
Look at the roe.
Now this brim is kind of unusual. She doesn't have that wide tail fin like a lot of them do.
Yeah.
That's a pretty little thing. She's green and slimy.
She's green and slimy.
Yes,
That's
go back,
what
little
counts.
girl, and have some children. Thank you. And she came up and hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, and hit it on top.
Hit it on top. Well, maybe this little cove is what we've been looking
Maybe
for.
they're going to start doing something.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's just find out, because it looks like some shallow water in there. Get him, Mike, get him. Nice fish there.
It's hard to tell he's coming at me, but
Is that 8-footer?
yeah,
Oh, that's a good fish then.
that's a nice brim.
If bending that rod like that.
Ah, he's making it dance.
Ah, yes.
Little
Bring him down, I'll
fellow's
get him for
dancing.
you. Bring him
Oh
down, get him
yeah,
for you.
great day in the morning.
Got
Look at that brim.
Lord
Look
have
how
mercy.
thick he is.
Yowza. Look at that rascal. Isn't that beautiful?
Man alive.
Give me a little slack, Coach. Let me see if I can get this
All
thing
right.
out. That fish has got it in there pretty. There we go.
He swallowed it pretty good.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. Nice brim.
Do you eat these fish? You ever tried eating them?
I'm not a fish eater. I
I'm
just
telling
love
you
to
what,
catch them.
My mother used to love them. Tell you about bluegill. See a little. Can you see the little black dot right at the base of that fin?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
that fish does not have a black dot, it is not a bluegill.
What is it?
This is a blue, but if he doesn't have that,
Oh. Okay.
this is a bluegill. But if
Okay,
you
all
catch
right.
a little fish, sunfish, it doesn't have that black dot, it's not a bluegill.
All right.
This is there could be another green sunfish or whatever, but this with the colorations here and that dot, that's
Yeah.
the key right there. This is an old male. All right, buddy,
An
go
old
back in
bull.
it. Yes, yeah.
Put him back.
Thank you, my
Go
friend.
catch another one.
And you are my friend.
It's about time I caught one.
Well, I didn't want to say anything. But now, you know, those brim are going to usually find some real shallow water to spawn in, and if
I
it's
don't understand why we haven't had a strike on the bass.
well, now that's amazing too. You would think that a yearling or something would come up there and bust.
You think one of these little 3/4 pounders would be
Yeah.
jumping all over this stuff?
Whoa, whoa, Mike! Come here, baby. Come here, come here, come
Yeah,
here.
you got that old
I got
big-
that bull brim. I got that
That
what we're
bull
looking
brim.
for. I got it, and he ain't
That
getting away.
outlaw brim.
Ah, yes. Come to me,
You
Papa.
see that little
Come to
blue
me.
around his gills, Joe?
Yes, sir. Oh, powder blue. He ain't gonna get off. Look at that.
Boy, that's a nice one.
Now he's not as big as some we caught the other day, but he's still a pretty fish.
Yeah, but when you see that blue around his gill, around his
Right
mouth,
here. Uh-huh.
that's a fairly old fish.
Mike, that fish had that thing sucked down there. I almost lost him. I had him hooked pretty good.
Yeah.
Somehow he wiggled it out. Look at that fish. Isn't he pretty?
Yeah, he's a big, nice
That's old
bull
nice
brim.
big bull brim. Maybe he's down there guarding the bed. Back last week in that mill pond, we didn't do good. It was a beautiful place. Absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Fish just weren't biting.
What Biden? I think when we got there, if you noticed, there was no clouds in the sky, no activity. I think that little front that came through
Yeah.
kind of knocked us out. But today it's different. We got a lot of
We got a
sunshine,
farm pond here with a lot of sunshine.
and I'll tell you what, I've seen activity on top. These brim are starting to bed here probably earlier than they did in that mill pond. So I think we're going to catch. In fact, I will guarantee you we'll catch.
I hope we do. I'm telling you, after last week, we deserve a good day.
I'm going to try this little yellow bug that I have. You got one just
Yeah,
like it?
I had one just like it. It's looks like a sneaky Pete.
Well, I tell you what, drinking a cold drink in a bun to the.
You're
the
on.
kitchen.
You're on.
Leave us go forth amongst
All right.
these fishies. Get him, Matt. That's that old big bull brim
Well,
in there.
boy, you look at him pull.
Yes, sir. Get him.
I'm telling you, for that
Get
size,
him.
they pull about
Get
as
him.
hard as anything you can catch.
Get him, Mike.
Look at him. He's darting and jumping
Yes,
around
sir.
here. He's not a stump jumper,
No.
but he's doing pretty good.
But they're on those beds in there.
Look
They're
at the
protecting
size
those
of that
beds. Yes, sir. They're
Old
protecting those
bull.
beds.
Beautiful.
Beautiful fish.
I thank you. My family thanks you.
Look
Go
at it.
back.
Beautiful fish.
I got in too close again, Joe.
Yeah, the wind is pushing us. That's
Let me back up.
yeah. All right, come around, baby. Oh, look
That's
at
a
this.
nice one,
This
boy.
is a big one. This is the big old male. Look at that rascal run. Come back here, baby doll.
That's one of them
Woo!
bulls.
That's one of those big bulls. Look at the size of that rascal, Mike. Look at that.
Man, yeah.
Look at that fish. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm telling you, look how thick he is.
Yes. Now that brim right there, 12 to 14
Yes,
ounces.
sir. Every
Big
bit
old,
of
big
it.
old male.
He
Oh,
went
he
on
did.
that bug too.
Oh, he
baby.
did. Okay, my friend, you go back. Thank you.
Let's go get
Look at
another
it.
one.
I told you.
Well, I'm
told
glad you're right.
Well, what is that about the old blind hog? Mike, there's some more fish in there. I guarantee you there's some more fish in that place.
I think there is too.
You just hit it. There was one right underneath it, right there, but he just wouldn't hit it back. Right there, right underneath it. Underneath
Well,
it.
you keep teasing him, he'll go after it.
Well, I'm telling you what, I'm seeing activity down this side.
There's a lot of this old grass in here.
Yes, it is. Come on, baby doll, hit it.
That wind is toting me along.
Well, look, Coach, let's swing down. I'm seeing a lot of activity down there, and let's let this rest. We got a little close up on them.
All right.
And we'll let those rest and come back. We can run them again. You know how when you used to play 8-ball, you'd run the table on me? You'd give me, I think I'd have about three balls on the table, and you would smoke me. Well, now we got to run this. I got him. Come on, buddy. You hear that little smack?
Ah,
Now,
yeah.
this is not as big a brim as those others, but I tell you what.
Yeah, but he's hungry.
Yes, he is, and running. Good, run, baby, run,
Look at
dog,
him.
run.
Ah,
run.
he's under the boat.
Under the motor.
Now, he's a pretty good size, Joe.
Oh, it is. Better,
Man,
bigger than
yeah.
I thought.
He
Yeah.
he didn't realize how much trouble he was in
My
until
goodness
right now.
gracious, look at that.
Look at the size of that
Look
rascal.
at that. Right, look at the size of that fish. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
They are pulling fish for their size,
They
I
are.
can tell you.
If this weighed 4 pounds, I don't believe you can get
Oh
it.
man,
You
yeah,
couldn't
but
get it.
we'd be breaking lines.
You know what someone said before, that catching brim is it's like catching a small pompano. If you've ever caught pompano, that if they weighed what a pompano did, that you couldn't. They same experience, so to speak.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, like I said, for his size, he's a pulling fish.
Goodness gracious, that's a beautiful fish.
Go back and get on the bed,
Go
kid.
back, go kid, and go protect that bed. Thank you.
What did he?
I tell you what, Mac, you wouldn't expect these fish to hit, hot as it is. But I have found out when they're on these beds, they're going to stay there until those fry hatch.
Well, I agree they're going to stay.
There you go.
There he is.
Get him, get him. Get him,
Boy,
Mac.
did he nail that thing.
I mean to tell you, running good.
Man,
That's
that's
a
a
bass.
bass. Lord have mercy. Come here, kid. Another stump jumper.
But what I think is happening is those bass are in there trying to feed on those fry. And those brim, that's why those brim are hitting so hard, running them out.
And see, he doesn't realize what trouble he's in yet.
He doesn't know who has hold
Now
of
he
him.
realizes it. I bet he's wondering, how in the world can that little bug throw me all around like this? Come on, kid.
Give it up.
Give it up.
Give it up.
Ah, he'll go about 1.25 pounds.
Yep. And that one's got it deep in his throat.
Yes,
hasn't
sir.
it? There's that bug out.
I thank you, my dear. Joe, yes, thank you.
Mac, I'm not smart enough to tell the difference between a male and a female bass. How do you tell the difference? Do you know?
I don't have a clue, but I know he's pulling like crazy.
Mac, there's plenty of fish in there. I'm telling you. Look
I
at
know.
this.
Look at him.
Now this is that little 7.5 foot rod. Can you imagine what a 7 foot would do?
Now that
Big old
brim
male.
will go
That brim's between
14, 16
yeah,
ounces.
that brim right there is
Look
whoa,
at him.
whoa, careful kid. Don't be finning me.
But you notice, Joe,
Look at
how few you have seen that have swallowed it.
No, they're just hitting at
They're
it.
hitting at it.
Yep. That's pretty fish.
Well,
This one will be about 12 ounces.
as Mr. Grace said, you've all done very well.
Mike, watch this.
Go get another one. Get me fumble fingered. You're making me fumble fingered back here, Joe.
You know what Tom
Look at him run.
You know what Tom Baines would say about that?
What?
Get used to it.
Get used to it.
Tom tickled me. Tom would be out fishing me, and I'd say, "Tommy, you're killing me." He said, "Get used to it."
Look
Now
at
that one right there is a little bit bigger. Look at that.
That's an
Look at
old
that.
bull, though.
Look at that pretty powder bluegill
Yeah.
right there. As Tom would say, looks like he ran into a brick wall, that little hunt. That's a beautiful male, isn't it?
One of those old big bulls,
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you.
They're hitting white, yellow, making a
They're
difference.
hitting anything.
Beautiful. Go, buddy, little buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, he was tired.
Coach.
Did you see him run?
Yes. I'd run too if I saw you. I'm digging you now. I'm
Oh,
digging
that's
you.
all right. Dig while you got a chance.
Yes, because I know that one of these days you're just gonna sock it to me, aren't you?
I intend to.
Yeah. Well, I'm pulling for you to catch up.
You know, Joe and Mac, they like that fly rod.
They do, and they love to fish. I mean, both of them, they fished together a long time, and really like that bluegill. That's a fun fish to catch, and at the right time of the year in the spring, you know, when the fish are real active up along the shorelines, that's where to find them, and they just know how to do it and have a lot of fun.
Now, gear time. What are we going to hear from Joe today?
Just she's going to share with us the popping bugs that they use, and again, the size of the length of the fly rod doesn't need to be long. I mean, it's short. Joe particularly likes a 7-footer, and it just brings out the best in the fish.
Let's find out more. Let's go to gear time.
Joe, we've tried Tull's Mill Pond and we've tried a farm pond. We didn't do very good in the mill pond.
No, but it's pretty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, but the fish just weren't biting.
I think the difference is this is an open pond. The sun can get down there and warm it up quicker because these fish are on the beds and we didn't find that many Tulls.
Well, also at Tull's it was last week.
Yep.
And the front may have had something to do with it.
Well, it's hot out here today.
Yes,
it is. In the end of May, and it's got to be close to 90 degrees.
But when you catch fish like this, it's a whole lot of fun. You don't pay a lot of attention to how hot it is.
You know, in Tulls we tried these little underwater, these sinking flies, and we tried these top water bugs, and we had a little success on both of them, not that much. But over here, these bugs, the chartreuse and the white, they were just going nuts over them.
Yeah, they are shaped like a sneaky Pete. Mm-hmm. And these fish have really hit them today.
When we started out, we both had chartreuse on. Then, of course, I lose mine and I switched to the white. Didn't seem to make any difference as long as it's in their area. They were just knocking the stuff.
As long as you put it over their bed.
You know, your fly rod, the one you have, that 8-footer, works good. You like the stiffer rod, a little longer, the 9-footer.
Yeah.
This is a little 7.5 ultralight, and the other one I have here is probably 7.5 foot. With an old Zebco reel. That reel's probably 50 years old.
I like a little longer rod and a little bigger reel because if I ever catch a big bass, I want to make sure I can get him in the boat.
Well, if I lose him...
As far as pulling small brim or any kind of brim, these little light rigs do real good.
They're great. This is a simple form of fishing. It's just an old manual reel, which I prefer. I don't like automatics.
No, I don't either.
Something can go wrong.
Some people like them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I prefer the wind up.
I've got about an 8-foot leader, 8-foot leader, and that's I think what is on your rod. We've broken that leader a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it works great. We've had a pretty good day.
And we have enjoyed it somewhat.
You know the only thing missing right now?
What?
Is if we could just go tell everybody about it.
Oh, yes.
Yes, oh, man, they wouldn't believe it.
No.
They wouldn't think you'd be catching fish in the middle of May like this.
92-degree weather.
90 degrees.
Right in the middle of the day.
We'll do it again.
We have to do it again.
Yes. And I promise I won't put one in your hat this time.
Well, you whipped me pretty good this time, but I'll get you back.
We'll do it again.
All right.
I enjoyed it, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for that information. You know, Joe and Mac fish together, farm pond, mill pond, different setting. They still can catch fish.
Oh yeah, it is a different setup and a different look, but it's still the same type of fishing and knowing how to place that fly just right, just natural, where the fish just wants to take it makes all the difference.
Now, Donna, she's got that recipe for venison. Let's catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Today we're going to be making a venison pizza scone in the kitchen. It's a great recipe. It's very versatile. You can use it as an appetizer, you can serve it just in the wedges, or you can slice it and use it as sandwich bread. So it's great, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. It has some great flavors. We're going to start out with 2 cups of biscuit mix. Then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese to this. We're just going to add all the ingredients in. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of ground venison sausage that has been cooked and crumbled into our biscuit mix. Then we're going to add some yellow cornmeal. This will help give it a little bit of crunch and a little bit of some good texture. We're also going to add some sharp cheddar cheese to this. And I like to buy mine that's already shredded. It's just a little bit easier. We're going to add some fresh garlic. Some sun-dried tomatoes, which adds some really nice, if you like tomatoes, it adds a great tomato kick to it. Adds some really nice flavor. It's a really strong flavor. Some black olives, and then some Italian spices. And if you have fresh herbs, you can use those as well. Then what I like to do is toss all my ingredients together and coat it with the biscuit mix. That way it helps keep it all separated too. It won't all group together when we're mixing it. And once that's all tossed, then we're going to add about 3/4 cup of buttermilk to this. And the buttermilk also gives it a little bit of a tang too. instead of using regular milk. So once this is all mixed together, we're going to mix it together until it forms a stiff dough. And it just takes a few minutes to do this. Then we're going to pour this out onto a floured surface, and I like to use a cutting board just because for easy cleanup purposes. So I think we're about ready. So we're going to bring our cutting board in, and I'm just going to put some flour on this and just kind of rub it in. Take our dough and put it out into our cutting board here. And then this is the fun part. Then you get to get your hands all gooey. And I'm just going to coat mine a little bit with some flour. Then we're going to form this into an 8-inch round. And then what you want to do is, a little more flour. Then we're going to divide it into sections, but we're not going to cut it all the way through. I'm going to use a long knife. You can also use a pizza cutter, and you're just going to cut it into 6 sections. And you can transfer this then to a lined baking sheet if you would like. Then we're going to coat it with some olive oil. And you can use flavored olive oil if you like, or you can use just the plain. There's going to be plenty of flavor in this scone for you. So once we've done that, we're going to add a little bit more Parmesan cheese to this, and then some fresh cracked black pepper. It's kind of a fancy little dish, but it's really simple. Your friends will be impressed if you serve it to them, if you can keep it that long. And then some fresh sea salt that's just coarse. We're going to bake this at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes until it's nice and firm. And then you're going to bring it out, let it sit for a few minutes, and then you're ready to serve. You can also freeze this and make it ahead of time, freeze it, and then take it with you if you're going somewhere. Like I said, you can slice one of the wedges and use it as bread if you'd like. Fill it with some great Italian salamis and things like that. It's just a great versatile dish. You can also use it to dip pizza sauce with. So it's a great dish. I hope you enjoy the venison pizza scone. And this is Simple Cooking here on Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Thanks, Donna, for that recipe. Joe, I want to go back down. As I said, I think fishing with a fly rod is an art form, and so many ponds in North Carolina. You can do this just about in your backyard.
In your backyard. Yeah, if you don't own the property, always ask permission. But most landowners will give permission if you do that. And a lot of these ponds have good populations of bluegills, but that fly fishing is real natural. It's not a type of fishing that you can just pick up a fly rod and go at it. You've got to work at it. It's technique and knowing how to do it. And Joe and Mac have been fly fishing all their lives, and they know how to do it and put that bug just right so that bluegill has got to take it. And it's just a real fun way of catching fish.
They're just as good as it gets.
It really is.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.